I'm King Gareth, coming live from my palace. Well, it's actually from my dining room, and I'm come to bring the next session of our messy in isolation videos. And today we're talking about how someone is a king and how someone is the best king in the world, and how we can learn that from our Bible. And also, because I overpaid him last time, we've got our special guy, our special scientific advisor back, so watch out for him. And we've got a craft later on, or a couple of crafts actually. Let's see if we can get involved with them. We're going to start by singing this song, Ain't No Rock Gonna Cry in My Place. And actually it's interesting, in today's Bible story we're reading from Matthew's Gospel, but in another account of the same story in the Bible, the crowd are asked to be quiet, and Jesus says even if they were quiet, the rocks would sing out and worship me too. So we're going to sing a song called Ain't No Rock Gonna Cry in My Place. If you don't know the actions, just have a dance around. Ain't no rock gonna cry in my place. Ain't no tree gonna wave its branches. Ain't no bird gonna flap its feathers. They're basically the main ones. You can work it out. Have some fun. Enjoy praising God.
Jesus goes to Jerusalem. The time of Passover was approaching, and Jesus and his disciples were on their way to Jerusalem. Jesus told 2 of his disciples to go on ahead to the nearest village. Go into the village that is just ahead, and you'll find a donkey tied to a post. Untie it and bring it to me. This was foretold through the prophet who said, "Look, your king is coming to you, riding on a donkey." You see? Turn the page off. Thank you. The disciples found a donkey exactly as Jesus had described. You see the donkey? They put some clothes over its back. Then Jesus sat on it. "Now I must go to Jerusalem. Will you come with me?" "Lead on." That's him saying lead on. People from all around rushed to greet Jesus. He triumphantly entered Jerusalem. People laid their cloaks and palm leaves on the ground before him. Some of the crowd wondered who he was. Who is he? This is Jesus of Nazareth.
What a great story that is from the Bible. When I was a kid, I loved playing with cars. I used to drive around. Beep, 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 beep. This vehicle is reversing. I used to park them all on my road. I had all sorts of different cars. Cars like these ones. Look at that. That is a beauty. Looks fast. I had, look at this one. Nice orange one. I had some convertibles. Look at this one. These are all from Vincent and Will's collection. Park that up. I even had massive motorbikes. Spider bike. And then we had the bigger cars, like the sweeper lorry. These ones spin around there. That's cool. Beep, 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 beep. Just cleaning the streets. And then even bigger cars or diggers. Look at this one. Look at that. It's a great car. And then I had ones that used to make noise and light up. Ready for this? Ready? That's cool, isn't it? That's cool. Lots of different cars. I used to love playing with them. I used to spend hours parking them and doing it. In fact, interested in all kinds of different kinds of transport. I used to like looking at planes in the sky, which is a bit strange at me because you don't see very many up in the sky. I used to like transport. I can't think about riding a donkey. Is that really the best way for a king? Because when you think about famous people, think about the Queen. You don't see her riding on a donkey, do you? You see her in big posh cars or in really nice carriages. Or if you look at President Trump in America, he has his own plane. He has his own helicopter. If you think about religious leader, the Pope, for example, he drives in this special, strange-looking Pope-mobile. Jesus, in our story, riding on a donkey. Now, unfortunately, I could only afford to pay one person, and I paid him last time to be my scientific expert. So I thought I might try him again. Let's see if it works. To see if he's got any wisdom or insight of, what about a donkey and a king riding on it? Is that the done thing? Is that the right thing? Is that the best thing? So let's fly over to our scientific transport expert and find out if he's got any information for us.
Have a bath. Brilliant. Hello Internet. My name is Professor Guts. Now, you asked me a rather intriguing question about donkeys and riding them. Now, I did some research, and here's what I found. Got some books. This book is called Having a bath. Tips and... No, this cannot be the right one. I'm very sorry about that. What about this? Transport. Oh, this seems more like it. Okay, let's see. Planes. Broomsticks. Helicopter. See, these aren't quite animals. These are more modes of flying. Let's see, chapter 7. Aha! Chapter 7, animals. Horse. Yeah, close, but no. Camel. Maybe, but no. Cat. Oh, interesting. You know, I would have never guessed that. Donkey. Perfect. Oof. Ugh. Yeah, I would not recommend that for a king. Internet, I've made a conclusion. Donkeys stink. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Professor Seymour Guts. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bit of a strange situation and quite unusual. Usually he only has a bath at Christmas, once a year, whether he needs it or not. And it's only just gone April, so I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe staying indoors has caused him a bit of a problem. But he did say that riding a donkey isn't normal for a king. It isn't normal. That's not what we would expect a king to come riding on a donkey. In fact, the Bible passage says from a prophet, way before this happened, it said that, see, your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey. Gentle and riding on a donkey. Doesn't sound like a king, does it? Sounds a bit different. And Jesus is a different king. He is what everyone was expecting. They were expecting a Messiah. They're expecting someone to come and save them. But he come and did it in a different way. He came and instead of overtaking the Roman rulers, instead of becoming the leader politically or military or even religious leader inside their synagogues, Jesus came and he taught a different message to what they were used to hearing. And he healed some people, and eventually he was put to death on a cross. And we'll come to that on Good Friday. And he did that to pay the penalty for the sins of the whole world, so that all human beings, all who believe in him, can be in relationship with God. That's the kind of king we have. And he is the king of the whole world. Here's my globe. Well, where have I stopped? Australia. He's the king of Australia. We're all here. Japan is the king of Japan. He is the king of the whole world. It's all under his control. He is the ruler of this whole, in fact, the whole universe. That's amazing to think, isn't it? That we have a savior, a ruler, a king, who is the king of all that we can see, all that we know, and all that we don't know. What an incredible king that is. But he's not just out there in this big thing. He's also, and wants to be, the king of our hearts. This is a little candle holder, little heart-shaped candle holder, available at a very good price. This is, Jesus wants to be the king of our hearts, of our lives. And for that to happen, we have to let him. We have to say, yes, Jesus, I want you to be the king and the Lord, the ruler of my life, and to tell me how best to live my life. Give me the way that I should live. And it's for all of us, for young and old, to say to Jesus, yes, I want you to come and be the king of my life, to be the king, to help me live the best life I can today and always. And that's the final point, really, about Jesus as a king. He was not just an ordinary king, a king that everyone expected, but he was the king of the world, the king of our lives if we let him, but also the king of all time, a king that we see now in our lives, but also forever and ever and ever. Time just keeps going and going. In fact, time is not even a thing. He is a God, a King of all time. And that is a wonderful message. And today is Palm Sunday, and that is what we remember. Jesus entering Jerusalem as the King. Crowd shout, "Here comes the King," riding on his donkey, the Son of David. Brilliant. Not how they expected, but he is the King of the world, the King of our lives if we let him, and the King of all time. That's a wonderful message, and let us remember that today as we celebrate Palm Sunday in a different way to normal.
Jesus is the King of Kings. Jesus rocks the world. Jesus is the Lord of Lords. Jesus rocks the world. He rules the earth, he rules the sky. He's the holy God on high. Every tongue is gonna cry, Jesus rocks the world. Well, whisper in the quiet moments, Jesus rocks the world. Speak it out a little louder, Jesus rocks the world. Say it so we all can hear it, Jesus rocks the world. Shout it out, tell everybody, Jesus rocks the world. He rocks it 'cause he made it, and his kingdom will endure. When Jesus Christ returns, he's gonna rock it to the core. Get ready. Jesus rocks the world. Hey, 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 hey. Jesus rocks the world. On the top now. Jesus is the King of Kings. Jesus rocks the world. Jesus is the Lord of Lords. Jesus rocks the world. He rules the earth, he rules the sky. He's the holy God on high. Every tongue is gonna cry, Jesus rocks the world. Now you whisper in the quiet moments, Jesus rocks the world. Speak it out a little louder, Jesus rocks the world. Say it so we all can hear it, Jesus rocks the world. Shout it out, tell everybody, Jesus rocks the world. He rocks it 'cause he made it, and his kingdom will endure. When Jesus Christ returns, he's gonna rock it to the core. So get ready. He rocks the world. Oh yeah, now. He rocks the world. He rules the earth, he rules the sky. He's the holy God on high. Every tongue is gonna cry. Every tongue is gonna cry that Jesus rocks the He rocks the world. Jesus rocks the world. He rocks the world. Jesus rocks the world.
Almighty and everlasting God, through your beloved Son, King of the universe, you have promised to make all things new. Your mercy overcomes sin and darkness, and you are the servant King of our lives. I pray that you will care for the rulers of our country and rulers across the world, that we will give them wisdom to make decisions and rule like Jesus would. Please keep us safe, keep our loved ones safe, and help us to support those in need and those working to support our country and save lives. Amen.
Okay, we've come to our craft time. 2 crafts today. Oh dear, I'm not very good at crafts, but one is all about Palm Sunday, which is today in the church. And usually on Palm Sunday we get palm leaves and make crosses out of them, and we have them and we carry them around all year. Unfortunately, we can't do that because we're all in isolation, but we can make crosses. And what we're going to do, or what I'm going to ask you to do, is get a sheet of paper. Can be any size, anything you want, and I want you to draw a cross on it. Let me have a look, see how good I am at a cross. Like this, like this, like this. Like this. Look, That's how bad I am. Right, cross, and then make some like some kind of colours on it, like this. Obviously, you're going to do it much neater and much more stylistic and with more colours and better because you're all better than me. But you get the idea, like this. Then we're going to get the scissors. Now remember, scissors are sharp. Be careful. And snip, 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 and then get your cross like so. And then what I'm asking you to do is, because palm crosses are all about Palm Sunday, stick it in your front window so everyone can see it, and all over the place then we'll have these crosses sticking out, and people will know that today is Palm Sunday, the start of Holy Week, and it'll be a good thing for us to remember. The second thing I want you to do, now I've got a bit of card here. You might want to use some paper, a paper plate. We're going to make a donkey mask. Now, here is the challenge, because I haven't give you any instructions. What I'm going to get you to do is draw your own donkey shape on there. You'll have to Google it. You'll have to find out what they look like. Draw it on there, and then colour it in however you want. Cut it out, stick some string on, make some eye holes, and you too could have a donkey mask like this. Look at that. Obviously, I didn't make this. Lydia made it, because she is artistic and better than me at this. But there you go. And let's see if we can have as many donkey masks made, and maybe dress up the rest of you like a donkey. If you haven't got any card or something like that, you can find something. Let's see if we can make as many donkey things as possible. And we'll remember that story of Jesus the King coming gently and riding on his donkey. Now, so you're going to make a cross and a donkey mask, and that is the finish of today's little video. I'll leave you with that. Go and have your food or your snacks or whatever you want now. And tune in for Good Friday, where we would normally have our message church. We're going to try and do a little bit of a bigger message church thing. Remember your tin cans with the ice in it. Great. Get them ready. We'll need them. You'll also need a hammer and a nail if you can, but don't do that unless you've got your parent with you. And we're going to make something with that, and the rest of it you can make on the day. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye.